There's someone I know that her and her father actually have had some different strife and different relational things, and there's a sense of always the father reaching out and saying, can you forgive me? Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me? And no matter how many times she said, I forgive you, there's always a sense of, can you forgive me? There's a sense of not feeling released, not feeling let go, right? And remember, we said that forgiveness is letting go of legitimate resentment. And sometimes you tell people, I'll let you go, but they still can't let themselves go. They still feel like, wow, I did that. And that's where, again, forgiveness known equals forgiveness shown. Maybe in your own life, there's things that you can't forgive yourself for. Maybe there's hurt that you caused somebody else that if you could just go back in time, if you could just go back to that moment and redo things, you'd be set free. But you can't forgive yourself. And so the point I want to make is, again, when you know God's forgiveness, that God's already forgiven you for that, yes, that very thing that's on your mind, God is saying through Christ that can be forgiven, then it's an open door to say, hey, the jail cell is open, brother. Hey, there's no warden here, there's no guard here, you're free to go. And we can't fathom that we can walk out that door and nobody's going to shackle us up and throw us back in. God says you're free to go, and you get out the jail, so you look around, okay, where are the guards? You're free. Through Christ, you're free. Man, that's grace. That's God's grace. That's the power of the gospel. Nobody else provides that kind of freedom for you or for me. That we can be free from not the mistakes that we made, but the intentional hurt that we caused other people. And again, when you experience that type of freedom, you can't hold anybody else hostage anymore. You can't say, hey, I've experienced this freedom, but I can't let you go. You help them unbuckle that thing and say, hey, man, you're free to go. I let you go. Please. You're forgiven. Forgiveness known equals forgiveness shown. So this parable, like all of Jesus' parables, are about the kingdom of God. God returning things to the default settings. The scriptures describe the kingdom of God as the ultimate return of humanity and creation back to God's original desire and design. We see that the world, the creation was perfect when God set it all up, but then mankind decided to live independently of God, and we call that the fall. And because of that, there's pain, there's suffering, there's bitterness, there's anger, there's hatred. But through Jesus, the kingdom of God is reinitiated, that we can return to these default settings. And as the kingdom of God becomes apparent in our lives and in our world, there's grace, there's mercy, there's humility, there's forgiveness.